Time now for Morning Rounds, our look at the medical news of the week, beginning with the latest news for those trying to quit smoking. The CDC released a report this week that looks at the different methods American smokers use to kick the habit.
The study analyzed results from a survey that started in 2014 and ended last year. It included nearly 16,000 current smokers who tried quitting in the previous 3 months. 74% reported they used multiple methods to quit. CBS News chief medical correspondent Dr. Jon LaPook and CBS News contributor Dr. Narula are here to discuss. Tara, what were the most popular methods that they used?
So quitting can be such a challenge and really overwhelming when you start to think, how do I go about tackling this? And so it's not surprising that people used multiple strategies. You know, in general, about 2/3 of smokers want to quit. 50% try over the course of a year, and only 4 to 7% actually are successful in a year. So not great. In this survey, when they looked at the most popular strategies, it ended up being quitting cold turkey, so stopping cigarettes all at once or cutting back slowly and gradually. Less popular methods, e-cigarettes, and I was surprised to see how not frequent medications and counseling were used in this survey.
Dr. LaPook, 35% of those surveyed used e-cigarettes. How do those compare with other more traditional methods?
And about 25% at the end of the day ended up continuing to use some form of e-cigarettes to help them. Another quarter used a nicotine-based product like gum or a patch. About 15% talked to their doctors or their other clinicians for strategies. And only about 12%, Tara was alluding to this, 12% used an FDA-approved medication. When you look at the 6-month success level, which I just looked up and the CDC helped me with this, 14% success rate with placebo, and it's about twice that, so anywhere from 20 to 30% using the various different methods. Don't be discouraged, though. Whenever you see all these different methods, it means one doesn't work. But here's a fact that just blew me away. If you are smoking, but you stop smoking before you're 40, you reduce smoking-associated deaths by 90%.
Wow.
90%.
That's the line in the sand, 40 years old.
Yeah.
Tara,
even after that.
The study talked about what was used, but not what was successful. So, I mean, as a doctor, how do you come up with a strategy here?
I have to say, Anthony, you know, one of the most rewarding things is when you sit across from your patient and they say, I've quit smoking, because you know they've altered the trajectory of the rest of their life. And as a healthcare provider, we can really make a difference, evidence has shown, just by talking to patients 5 to 10 minutes even at visits about smoking cessation, talking to patients about a quit plan, setting a quit date, giving them support and referrals to things like 800 quit lines, to counseling groups, talking about medications like nicotine patches, Zyban, Chantix. And then one of the most compelling things is the CDC has a program called the TIPS campaign, where they actually basically humanize this issue by showing and telling real life stories of people who are former smokers. You see visually how they are and how it's affected them. You hear how it's affected them and their family. And according to the CDC, that really, for smokers, makes more of an impact, seeing those stories and hearing those stories, than just hearing a doctor tell them, you know, it can cause cancer and heart disease.
And also making it safe to tell the truth. So if they've failed in their own mind, oh my God, I'm still smoking, don't lie to your doctor. Tell them the truth, and you're working on this together. It's one of the toughest things in the world to do. Stop smoking.
Really, behavior and medication are the best proven strategies, both.
So many people want to quit, so help them quit. All right, our next topic, allergy season. This year, spring started much earlier in many parts of the country. The red parts of this map show the plant blooming activity of those areas. But how ready are people with seasonal allergies? For that, we turn to our doctors who looked at a 2015 survey by the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America and the pharmaceutical company Merck. Okay, so Jon, preventative measures, are people taking those when they know allergy season is upon them?
You know, they are not. More than 3/4 of people wait until the symptoms are upon them. More than half of them don't even know what the prescription options are, and less than half know what the triggers are or really how to do management. And I spoke to an allergist about this just yesterday. It's really important to start a lot of these medications beforehand if you're having allergy shots, or even doing the new under-the-tongue method of giving sort of an allergy shot-like prevention. Has to be done months in advance. And with antihistamines, some of these drops has to be done days or even a couple of weeks beforehand. So it's important to not wait until it sneaks up on you. I saw this map for this season where it's a little bit of an earlier season in much of the country.
Tara, one of the most common allergies, pollen. related to pollen. What are some of the recommendations for dealing with that?
So check the pollen levels. You can see it on your weather forecast. Go to the National Allergy Bureau website. Stay indoors at the peak times, 5 to 10 a.m. Close your windows. Don't use window fans. Use air conditioning. Wash your clothes. Wash your hair and your body at the end of the day. And your sheets to get all those allergens off. And wear sunglasses and a hat.
Yeah. Wow.
Washing the hair is so important because otherwise it's just sprinkling down on you once you get inside.
Frosting your head.
Stay in a sealed room. Okay.
Hermetically sealed.
Finally, harvesting water. Researchers at MIT and the University of California, Berkeley created a device that pulls moisture from the air using only the power of the sun. When tested in humidity conditions similar to areas in North Africa, it made almost 3 liters of water in a day. The water harvester is still a prototype, but researchers say it could eventually help bring water to the hundreds of millions of people who suffer through droughts each year. That's a huge development.
Technology.
That's amazing, and they use the power of the sun to release the water from this material that they've created that first sucks up the water. It's a prototype now, very small amounts of water, but the thought is over the years, if you can scale it up, it'd be amazing.
And access to water remains a major problem across the globe. This could be a big
It's only going to get bigger, too.
Doctors Jon LaPook and Narula, great to see you as always.